Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Horror Heathen YouTube channel and the South Jersey Horror Podcast. Today, I'm sitting down with Jada Krueger, who plays Sarah, and now what seems to be a really funny movie to me anyway. If I watched the previews, it's called Haunted House of Pancakes, released this year. So, from what I've read online, it looks like a movie that's tons of fun. I'm not too sure because I don't know. It's just maybe she can explain it to me if what it was like to be on set with these people. But from watching the preview, it's like Poltergeist meets The Thing for the touch of Evil Dead. So that's what it looks like to me. Anyway, um, however, it also gets the same feeling that audience will have the sympathy for the victims because of the on-screen chemistry. Hopefully, my guest today can fill us in a little bit more about that. Please give a very warm welcome to Jada Krueger. Thank you so much for joining me. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing phenomenal. I've been looking forward to this interview because I want to know more. I have tons of questions about this movie because the watching the trailer and reading the articles online, I'm like, holy shit, dude, this looks amazing, and it looks like it looks like it was a good time filming this movie. So, um, if you could please tell the audience a little bit about yourself and how your acting career started.
Sure. Yeah. I'm 23 years old at this point. My acting career started kind of right out of high school. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with my life, as I think a lot of 18-year-olds probably feel. Um, and then I went to film school. The Second City Film School is what it's called now. It used to be called the Harold Ramis Film School, which is what it was when I went there. Um, and so that's where that started. I did some improv classes there, which I had never done before. Other than some theater in high school, that was pretty much it. And then I started doing short films. And then my first feature length film was done in June of 2023 in North Carolina. And that's where I met my fiance. So that was nice. And yeah, I've just been doing my best since then. I've done, I think, four features total since then, and then a series. So that's where I'm at.
No, that's not a bad start. I mean, from what I've read about you and your profile online, you seem to be doing very well for yourself, and especially being in this movie with two of my other favorite actors, Spooky Madison and Aaron Prager. I mean, those two guys, they're awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if you just had a chance to watch the movie Cannibal Comedian with Aaron Prager as the main character. Funny movie. So
Yeah.
it's a great movie. Um, so how did you get involved in this movie in particular, and who is your character?
I just auditioned for this through the audition way. Backstage is where I primarily audition for things. Um, and I got the role. It was very nice to hear that I got the role. And I play Sarah, who I think is probably the most straight character. Like she's pretty serious most of the time. Whereas it's a very goofy movie. Um, and I think that she's just trying to do her homework. That's bottom line is she's just trying to get her homework done. And it's just the chaos that ensues and causes all kinds of problems for her. But yeah.
That's what it seems like to everybody. Everyone's just trying to get their homework done, and then Pandora's box opens up, and you're like, "Oh shit, now what?"
Right.
Eh, But I get it. I mean, because your character is you're all sitting in a diner, and you're trying to get your homework done, and just all hell breaks loose. So I guess that's pretty just the gist of it. But
Pretty much, yeah.
so the question is, when you read the scripts, did you feel this movie was going to be gonna come? I'm sorry. I'm tongue tied. I'm sorry. I haven't had my coffee yet. Um, did you feel that this movie was going to go in a completely different direction than what you expected?
Like as I was reading the script,
Yes.
it's a good question. That was kind of a long time ago. I think as I was reading it, I was just very tickled by how funny it was. So as I was going on, I wasn't, I mean, it is kind of as you're reading it, you're like, where is this going? So, yes, in a way, yes, I think with your natural progression of storytelling, it made sense where it was going, but yeah, it's just a very goofy script. So I would say yes, it went where I was expecting, but not in the way I was expecting, just because it's just a very silly concept. So it's just interesting.
I get it. I feel the same way when I read, well, not when I read scripts, but when I watch like movie reviews online, and then I watch the actual movie itself. I'm like, this is like completely different from what the guy said online. And now I got my own, I have to form my own opinion. Like, I had to come up with my own summary about this stuff. So yeah, um, the movie magic, like the puppeteering and the special effects and the makeup. I want to know how all that was done in a teeny tiny little diner. So,
Yeah. Um, our special effects people, specifically Nathan, was very good at what he did. A lot of the a lot of the stuff was kind of happening, like being made over in a corner while we were filming other things. Um, which was just interesting in itself that the diner I feel like it might look smaller in the film, but it's not terribly tiny. I mean, it had enough space that we were filming on one side while other people were doing stuff on the other, which was convenient. But he did a really great job, him and his team making all of the very adorable. I think that the little waffle guys are very cute. But all of the other stuff they made is just, it's astounding. I definitely have no idea even where to begin with a lot of that. So, but yeah, they were just doing it kind of over in a corner and then would bring it in and be like, look what we made. And we were like, oh, okay, cool. Like specifically the little French fry bag that attacks me. I was very surprised when they brought that over. I was like, oh wow, like it's a little spider of French fries. And it was just very cool how they could just whip stuff up and bring it in. And they're like, okay, this part is ready to go whenever you guys are ready. And we utilized it and it just went really well.
yeah, look, I mean, I'm impressed with what I saw in the trailer. And now that I know that's available on Amazon, I definitely have to watch it because, as I said, I was under the assumption it wasn't being released till the 24th. So someone at
Gotcha.
IMDb has been a little naughty. So I got to figure out how to. I gotta watch the movie, and then I may have to come back and I have to come back as a guest and ask more questions about it because I need to. Movies like this make me question everything. I mean, especially how the puppeteer, like I said, how you explain the puppeteering was done and the special effects. I don't know. It's goofy movies where I have to know, I have to analyze everything and break everything down step by step and into like an actual, like a really, really good deep dive. But unfortunately, I haven't watched the movie, which really sucks. And now I feel like a bad host because I haven't seen the movie yet.
No, that's okay. But it's also very interesting because when we first had the rough cut of the movie, obviously nobody likes to look at the rough cut because, there's still like the sticks or the strings or the hands or the whatever. Um, but it's just interesting to see. I'm glad I was able to see the rough cut versus the final cut because you would have no idea those things were even there. Like specifically with the French fry bag, there was a stick holding it so they could operate it. Um, you would have no idea when you're watching the thing, and the editing was very very good on that because you would just and there's a tongue that's involved. Again, you would have no idea that it was being operated by another person.
I actually heard the one talking about that's not sick going through my head. I don't know what's going on with that, but so considering that this movie is being compared to Evil Dead, and it shows to be very promising, it seems to also be a refreshing level of comedy with insane kills and special effects. So I guess people are seeing this movie as like a fresh breath of air, pretty much, when it comes to horror movies and independent movies. So while filming, did you feel pressured at all to deliver such an exceptional role?
No, I think I'd put a lot more of that pressure on myself. But I think there was a lot of trust in the process. Um, that, and I think at one point I was told that, I was hired for a reason that, they wanted it portrayed the way that I did in the audition. Um, so no, I think I put most of that pressure on myself to do the best that I can. But the process was very, you know, it was long, but it was smooth. For the most part, obviously every production has hitches that you hit along the way, but I think, yeah, for the most part, I wasn't put under, bad pressure at any point at all.
Okay, so um, did you put any of yourself into the character, or did you just follow the script?
Um, I think I probably put quite a bit of myself into the character. I'm pretty anal and want things done a very specific way a lot of the time. So I think Sarah, I think you know, she expected everybody to kind of mold around her, which maybe isn't necessarily me, or maybe it is, I don't know. But, she went into a public place expecting everybody to just be okay with what she's doing and, shut up so she can do her work, which maybe is me, but I don't know if I would have gone to a diner for that. But yeah, I think she's empathetic and I think she's caring, especially when it comes to Fabian's character. Um, and I, I, I think that's me in a way. Um, but yeah, there's definitely parallels between the two of us, specifically just being like, I just have to get this done. Um, that especially as of lately, I've just been very like, I just need to get my work done. So that's probably the biggest parallel.
It was a huge relief when it was done, though, right? I mean, it had to be a huge relief. Like the film, the production was done, and now it's available. Have you watched the movie yet? Have you seen yourself in it yet?
I did. I did. I watched it probably a month ago or so. And so obviously I'm my biggest critic. So I'm like, oh, I should have done, through the whole thing. I'm like, oh, I could have done better there. But um, I don't know. There's part of me that's like that. And then there's the other part of me that's always slightly impressed of like, oh, I didn't realize I was actually doing all right.
So kudos for you for pointing that out. I mean, everyone is their own worst critic. Even I am sometimes when I do my own dialogue or when I'm writing stuff for stories or my own reviews, or like when I'm rehearsing for movies or plays and stuff. And I'm watching the feedback. I'm like, dude, I suck at this. I need to work on something better. I mean, raise my eyebrows or something. Do the smoldering. Like, I don't know. Make some funny faces. I gotta do
Yeah.
something to make it worthwhile. So, what was your biggest challenging filming this role for you? I mean, it could be like either a personal question or it could be like just any way you would answer it. I mean, there's always a balance that you have to there's things you have to balance while filming. What was the biggest challenge for you to balance while making this movie?
Hmm. I guess it would probably be more personally. This was the first time I've
Mhm.
ever had to do a intimate, it wasn't that intimate, but like a kissing scene while in a relationship. Um, so that was interesting. It all went smoothly. It was perfectly fine. But I think internally there's that conflict that you have of like, I'm kissing somebody who isn't my significant other, but it's not real. So, it's fine. But I think that was probably like leading up until the day that we shot that, I was very anxious about that. Um, but Fabian was very kind and, there were no problems at all about that. So, but that was like mentally probably the most challenging thing. Um, just doing that because you feel kind of like you're betraying the other person even though they know what you're doing and it's for a
Yeah.
movie and but yeah that was probably the thing that was the hardest to think about and then when it was over I was like okay it's done you know but yeah
So just got to, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to do that on screen, but you know how it goes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Please don't watch the movie. Please don't watch the movie.
Close your eyes now.
So in the past, I've had the pleasure to interview Spooky Madison and Aaron Prager in the So what was it like on set? What was the dynamic on set with those two? What was it like working with those two?
Um, I guess I worked more directly with Spooky Madison because of the bullying scene. She's very good at that. Um, so the very first, like as we started that scene, I was very I always think in my regular life that people don't like me. So when we were doing that scene, these four actors were like actively being mean to me. I was like, oh my God, none of these people like me. But then, like, as time went on and I talked to them, they were actually very nice. Um, but yeah, we didn't really get much of a chance to talk before filming the scene. So immediately I was like, they all hate me. Um, but she's very talented, and gorgeous. And yeah, she was very easy to work with and very kind and I would definitely work with her again if I had the chance. The same with, you said it was Aaron, right?
It's Aaron Prager.
Yeah, I would work with him again as well. I didn't get, I think, as much time with him, except for, obviously the car scene. That was very fun, by the way, but it was so cold. So I was running around the parking lot trying to keep warm. But anyway, that scene was very fun with him. He's also very kind. I don't think we talked very much outside of filming. Um, but very respectful and kind and got the stuff done. But and he's very good as well. He played that character very well. So when you do watch the movie, it's a fun character. He's probably playing one of the characters that'll be some people's favorites, I would say.
I mean, I can't wait to watch this movie more. So so you described the setting, this filming on set. There's two different sets. You have one thing going on one side, another thing going on the other side. What else can you describe about the sets and how everything was done?
Um, Smelled like chocolate a lot of the time because a lot of the blood was made from chocolate syrup. Um, so there was always that sweet smell in the air. What else? Long nights filming once it got dark and it was cold. So we're all in it together at that point. We're just, getting through. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there's that much else to say. I mean, there were some really talented people working to make the set look really good, including like the lighting and the cinematography is excellent. John is very good. Um, and yeah, I mean, I think for the most part it was running very smoothly. Like I said, we hit some hitches along the way, but um, yeah, we were going back and forth between the diner itself. I can't remember if the heat was ever on in the building, but we would go back and forth between that and a hotel across the street that we would get ready and get dressed and do our makeup and everything and then come over. Um, but and then obviously the outside stuff that we filmed, which yeah, it was cold, but I complain a lot. So, but yeah, it was just really cool. The trailer was probably one of the trickiest places to film in because it was smaller. So we had like the camera rig while we were, there were like three actors at a time, and then the director and possibly some other people were like tucked in a bedroom of the trailer. So that was probably the hardest maneuver that we had film-wise. Um, I think, but John might have a different thing to say about that. It may have been difficult in other areas that I don't know about, um, but yeah, I I think they did a very good job with the whole thing, especially in small places like that. There were certain angles of like trying to shoot downwards, but we're in like the short part of the trailer, so challenging, but I think it worked out and it looks excellent. So
Awesome, awesome. So, out of the many food creatures in the film, which one is your favorite?
that's a good question. I think I have a soft spot in my heart for the fries because they were my fries. Uh, but oh, I do have to say, the sausage eye thing that was done, I know that the prosthetics were a little bit like they were on him for a very long time, so it was difficult, but like for him, he was walking around and couldn't see. Uh but that part was really cool when we were filming that scene. He was very intimidating and that I would say that part from like an outside standpoint was probably the coolest. Um, and you'll see it's pretty cool how they did the whole thing in the movie, and then I got to stab him in the head. Um, so yeah, it was that one was probably my favorite was the sausage eyeballs.
Oh my goodness, I can now. Oh my God, I cannot wait to watch this movie. I really can't. I think I'm gonna probably laugh my ass off. So, that's all the questions I have. I mean, again, thank you. So, what's next for you? Anything interesting coming up that you can tell us about?
Yeah, so I just finished filming a series called Salem Sisters, that is with New Zealand Sun Films. Uh, that should be coming out either later this year or the beginning of next year. That was really fun, and that'll be on likely Amazon. They go to different streaming, so like Tubi and um, Apple TV and other things like that. So Salem Sisters is the most recent thing. I may be working with the cinematographer from Haunted House of Pancakes again. John, I believe his last name is pronounced Iceberg. I could be wrong. I'm so sorry if it is. Um, that's how I've been pronouncing it. Um, but I might be working with him again on one of his projects in January, um, which will be fun. I I hope he has me. And then after that, I've just been working on my everyday life and my everyday job, and so nothing else outside of that yet.
Well, I do wish you nothing but success in your career in the future, when it comes to acting and filming, because obviously you're a very talented individual who can be in a movie like this. So, if anyone who can keep their composure while food is attacking them, then you have my respect. So, with that being said,
Thank you.
I'm sorry if I had if there's fries attacking me, I'd probably shit myself. Just saying, because I don't know what would
Yeah,
do, how I don't know how to react, or like an Aaron seeing the pizza box attacks him, or a big giant waffle creature. I don't know. I mean, I would just have to leave
which was
the diner.
awesome, by the way. That thing was so cool. Everything they made was just very cool.
And now Attack of the Killer Tomatoes now has their I don't know. I reset the bar, I guess, with this movie because apparently this one has raised the bar when it comes to food attacking people. So, like you said, this delightful treat of a movie is now available on Amazon. Everyone who's listening, please go check it out. I'm going to watch it now after this interview because I want to check it out. It sounds great and it sounds funny, which is right up my alley. So, again, Jada, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate you taking the time out. And again, I wish you nothing but success to your career in your film and your future. See, I need coffee. I can't talk right this
Okay,
morning.
I do too.
Right. I got the jabber tongue. Anyway, you enjoy the rest of Sunday, and I will definitely see you on the big screen.
Well, thank you for everything, and let me know how you like the movie.
I most definitely will. Thank you and take care.
Thank you, you too.
Yeah.